When you're renovating a boat deck, every day feels like...
Groundhog Day! Get up and shake that hog out there!
What the hell?
And then you have a day like this.
Oh no.
When you find every sailor's nightmare. The question is, how far does it go? I'm Adriana. This is Jim and Lucy. 6 years ago, we moved onto our 42-foot yacht to get her ready for cruising. We left Sydney in late 2019 when fires and border closures took the wind out of our sails. Now we're ready to cruise the east coast of Australia. Subscribe and get on board. It turned out to be rotten marine ply unwisely used to pack the space under the cap rails.
What's happened?
Well, somehow the water's getting in there.
Oh my god, how far does it go like that?
I'd say it's all the way to there.
Oh, and all this side too, probably. How do you feel?
Oh.
We pulled the mess out, water blasted the cavity, and had an anxious night before we could know just how far that rot had spread. In the morning, when the cavity was dry, we removed the many screws and nails to give it a good clean with a grinder, so we could see what we were dealing with.
Trouble it comes and goes, trouble it finds a way, and I'm ready, yes I'm ready. Trouble it knows my name, trouble knows where I stay, and I'm living, yes I'm living. Tell me everything, tell me everything, tell me everything. Gonna be alright. It'll be alright, it'll be alright, it'll be alright.
So Jimmy, how'd you feel when you started poking around under the cap rails?
Initial reaction was surprised and then very quickly became concerned. So,
Very concerned.
Yeah, I was concerned in case that rotting ply actually was a continuation into the aft deck itself, which would become a much bigger job.
Well, we thought we were going to have to take the boat to Sydney, hand it over to a shipwright.
Luckily, when I was excavating the rotting ply, finally I hit a nice tapping sound, which was the epoxy fiberglass encapsulation of the aft deck. Once I heard that tap, I was greatly relieved.
We celebrated that night.
So we celebrated that night, that's right. So, yeah, so once I hit that, I knew that this wasn't really a problem. So it's really just a matter of filling it in now with a timber that won't rot if it does get wet. And the best timber that I could get was some really nice kiln-dried tallow wood. It's a very highly durable, dense timber. It's got a higher density than water, so if you drop it in the water, it'll sink. They use it for wharves, timber slipway cradles.
Electricity poles.
It's a great timber. So
Hard timber.
yeah. So the next problem then is to we had to buy some power tools to actually work that wood into what we needed. So we bought a electric planer and an electric jigsaw, and so now we're good to go.
Yep. Let's do it then.
Yeah.
Before we could pack the cavity again, we gave it a thorough clean.
When you come around, everything glows in the bright.
Just right, pretty well. needs to just fit tight, so that's good.
All of my friends, everyone
And had to measure, cut, thickness and shape the tallow wood to fit snugly.
brightest color,
So that's good. Yeah.
and it sounds like
This one's got to be like that because of the fact you got the screw there.
everything changed when you came around. All of my fears
What's that?
A bevel to get the angle.
fell to the ground in the brightest color, and it sounds like.
Okay, so it looks like
Is it going to fit?
she's going to fit. So now I've just got to cut it to the curve because it's a bit of a curve. And where the interface is here, I've cleaned that out very well back to this fiberglass interface. And it's been epoxy primed with low viscosity epoxy primer, 2 coats. And I'm going to actually pack this area in here with Ziga Flex 11FC, which is the adhesive sealant version of Ziga Flex. It's the harder, higher strength version, so it gives less movement, but it's got a higher bonding strength and higher adhesive strength. And there's no movement there basically, it's just a matter of packing it. So
You used to work for Ziga.
I was developing the construction, but I was involved with the marine side a bit as well in Australia.
So you kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, the 11FC is a construction branding,
Yeah.
but it's the same product as some of the marine products, or it used to be anyway. Anyway, it's adequate for what I want to do, I know. So that's what I'm going to use.
Have you been stuck downstairs too long?
The two sides are a mirror image of each other. So
you're forming what it's going to look like
yeah,
inside those
that's
niches.
right. So this is the one where I've taken the timber out. I might just smooth it a bit more up along there.
Yeah.
But that's sort of the shape that I wanted.
Yeah. It's super dusty. There's dust everywhere. I think there's dust in my ears.
Girl, if you want it, all you gotta do is trust in me. Remember to enjoy the ride, 'cause it's gonna get better. No, you don't always get what you want, but I got what you need.
Yesterday we managed to cut and thickness all the different pieces we need, and we've epoxy primed them, and now we're just waiting for the primer to dry.
Yeah.
And we're going to bed them in Ziga Flex, and that'll be the end of that. Never want to see that part of the deck again for another 100 years.
Well, it won't be around.
Well,
in
it'll
100
last
years.
100 years, so
Okay.
we better get on with
Go.
it.
It's the sound of dogs at noon when the feast is freshly brewed. It's the sound of dogs at noon. It's the sound of dogs at noon when the feast is freshly brewed. It's the sound of dogs at noon. She was breathing like a girl atop her wedding bed, lungs speed and lungs sped. She was breathing like a girl atop her wedding bed, lungs speed and lungs sped.
we're waiting for the work that we did under the calf rails to cure and dry, we're going to Sydney to collect our Nonslip. I think I can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's taken us a long time to figure out what Nonslip to use on our deck. But we've finally made a decision. Stay till the end to see what it is.
I'm about to sand back this lazarette area and paint it with fresh 2-pack and then the Nonslip. And this Ziga Flex here is curing, and I'm waiting for it to cure further. As it cures, it's going to shrink a bit back from the edges, so I'm waiting for that to occur another 5 or 7 days because it's a bit thick in some places. So when that's cured, I'm going to do a final finishing coat, which I'll actually paint because there's no movement there, so the paint's not going to crack and it'll actually protect the Ziga Flex. Just need the Ziga Flex to be completely dry and totally cured before I try painting it. So yeah, that's the last bit before we then go on to the Nonslip. So I guess we better get on with it, and I better wriggle my delicate frame into that hole. Tell you what, all the twisting is killing me.
Do you good.
So world famous Jackrabbit Slim's twist contest.
Want to dance?
Good.
Okay.
Time to go for a walk.
The sun looks just the same as the day that it had shed. Morning light glowing across the foot of my bed. Long streams blazing from a million miles away. Same old sun shining just another day. My own destruction is a mind that's always off to wander. Silly thoughts of loving. Were we made to love another? Same old sun looking down, showing what we reap. Thoughts are long and interrupting on my blessed sleep. Same old sun, what has it done? Shining down on me. Same old sun that don't belong. Shining down on me. Tracks lead across the barren, rocky, beaten path. The humble sod seems to always get the last laugh. thoughts are racing to the depths of a wild desire.
So now, hopefully I can finish the preparation of this for the epoxy undercoat today. I've got to remove this other stainless bollard, so I've put a temporary method of holding the boat against the marina, and on we go.
I was baptized in the fountain of youth. I was scrutinized for telling the truth. There's a scandal going on around here. Our reflections looking back in the mirror. Did I mention I was loosing the truth?
So this is the Lazarette hatch.
Yeah.
Got mountains to move, I got mountains. 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 Mountains to move, a transformation. We'll get a new look, I'm salivating. Get me off the hook, I need a martini. Without the vermouth, I gotta move on.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, share the video with friends and leave a comment, because your support is what encourages us to keep bringing you videos.
Hey Rick, can you bring my phone please?
Okay. Like a Jack in a Box. Is that where you live now?
Yeah, just relaxing.
So here is a non-slip we've decided to use. Kiwi grip. You might think that all we have to do is finish the non-slip and we're free birds. But you have to remember, this is a boat, and a lot can happen still. As the blind seer says,
First you must travel a long and difficult road. I cannot tell you how long this road shall be, but fear not the obstacles in your path, for fate has vouchsafed your reward.
once again, wherever you are in this world today, stay well, stay safe, and keep that tail wagging.